its own adjoining sitting room, into which he shuffled in his slippers, so attracted by a great light in there, had undergone a surprising transformation. The walls and ceiling were hung with living green. It looked like a perfect grove. The leaves of holly, mistletoe, and ivy reflected back the light as if many little mirrors had been scattered there. Heaped upon the floor to form a kind of throne were turkeys, geese, game, great joints of meat, sucking pigs, long wreaths of sausages, mince pies, plum puddings, barrels of oysters, red-hot chestnuts, cherry-cheeked apples, plum puddings, juicy oranges, luscious pears, and great bowls of punch. In easy state upon this couch there sat a giant, glorious to see, who bore a glowing torch, in shape not unlike Plenty's horn, and who raised it high to shed its light on Scrooge as he came peeping round the door.
Come in, and know me better, man. I am the ghost of Christmas present. Look upon me. You have never seen the like of me before. No, never. Have you never walked forth with any of the elder brothers in my family? I don't think I have. I'm afraid I have not. Have you had many brothers, Spirit? More than 1,800! Ha! A tremendous family to provide for, Spirit. Conduct me where you will. I went forth an hour or so before on compulsion, and I learned a lesson, which may be working now. Tonight, if you have aught to teach me, let me profit by it. Touch my robe.
Scrooge did as he was told, and it held fast. His room and all its contents all vanished instantly, and they stood in the city streets upon a snowy Christmas morning. Scrooge and the ghost passed on, invisible, straight to Scrooge's clerks, and on the threshold of the door, the spirit smiled and stopped to bless Bob Cratchit's dwelling with the sprinklings of his torch.
Then up rose Mrs. Cratchit, dressed out but poorly in a twice-turned gown, brave in ribbons, which are cheap, and make a goodly show for sixpence. And she laid the cloth, assisted by Belinda Cratchit, second of her daughters, also brave in ribbons, while Master Peter Cratchit plunged a fork into the saucepan of potatoes. Oh, and now two smaller Cratchits, boy and girl, came tearing in and screaming that outside the baker's they had smelt a goose. These young Cratchits danced about the table and exalted Master Peter Cratchit to the skies, while he blew the fire until the slow potatoes, bubbling up, knocked loudly at the saucepan lid to be let out and peeled.
Oh, what has ever got your precious father then? And your brother Tiny Tim? And your sister Martha wasn't here this late last Christmas Day by half an hour.
Yes, Martha, mother. Oh, hurrah! Oh, there's such a goose, Martha.
Oh, I bless your heart alive, my dear. How late you are. Well, never mind, as long as you have come. Sit ye down before the fire, my dear, and have a warm. Oh, Lord bless ye.
No, there's Father coming. Oh, hi, Martha, hi.
So Martha hid herself, and in came Bob the father in his threadbare clothes, darned up and brushed to look seasonable, and Tiny Tim upon his shoulder. Alas for Tiny Tim, he bore a little crutch, and had his limbs supported by an iron frame.
Where's our Martha?
Not coming.
Not coming? Not coming upon Christmas Day?
Martha didn't like to see him disappointed, if it were only in joke, so she came out prematurely from behind the closet door and ran into her father's arms, while the two younger Cratchits hustled Tiny Tim and bore him off to the wash house that he might hear the pudding singing in the fire. And how did little Tim behave?
As good as gold, and better. Somehow he gets thoughtful sitting by himself so much. I mean, he thinks the strangest things you ever heard. He told me coming home that he hoped the people saw him in the church because he was a cripple. And it might be pleasant for them to remember upon Christmas Day who it was that made lame beggars walk and blind men see.
Bob's voice was tremulous when he told him this, and trembled more when he said that Tiny Tim was growing strong and healthy. His active little crutches stood upon the floor, and back came Tiny Tim before another word was spoken, escorted by his brother and sister to his little stool by the fire. Mrs. Cratchit made the gravy hissing hot. Master Peter mashed the potatoes with incredible vigor. Miss Belinda sweetened up the applesauce. Martha dusted the hot plates. Bob took Tiny Tim beside him in a tiny corner. The young Cratchits crammed spoons into their mouths, lest they should shriek for goose before their turn came to be helped. At last the dishes were set on, and grace was said. It was succeeded by a breathless pause as Mrs. Cratchit looked slowly along the carving knife, prepared to plunge it into the breast. And when she did, and when the long-expected gush of stuffing issued forth, one murmur of delight rose all around the board. And even Tiny Tim, excited by the two young Cratchits, beat on the table and feebly cried, "Hurrah!" But now, the plates were being changed by Miss Belinda. Mrs. Cratchit left the room alone to take the pudding up and bring it in. "Oh, wonderful pudding," Bob Cratchit said, and calmly, too, that he regarded it as the greatest success achieved by Mrs. Cratchit since their marriage. At last the dinner was done, the cloth was cleared, the hearth was swept, and the fire made up. Apples and oranges were put upon the table, and a shovelful of chestnuts by the fire. Then Bob proposed,
"A Merry Christmas to us all, my dears, and God bless us."
which all the family re-echoed, and Tiny Tim added, "God bless us, everyone." He sat very close to his father's side upon his little stool. Bob held his withered little hand in his, and wished to keep him by his side, and dreaded lest he be taken from him.
So, Mr. Scrooge, I'll give you Mr. Scrooge, the founder of our feast.
The founder of our feast, indeed! I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon, and I hope he'd have a good appetite for it.
My dear, the children, it's Christmas Day.
Well, it should be Christmas Day, I am sure, on which one drinks the health of such an odious, stingy, hard, unfeeling man as Mr. Scrooge. Oh, you know he is, Robert. Nobody knows it better than you do, poor
Oh,
fellow.
my dear, Christmas Day.
Oh, I'll drink to his health for your sake, and the day's, not for his. Long life to him. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. He'll be very merry and very happy, I have no doubt. The children drank the toast after her. It was the first of their proceedings that had no heartiness in it. Tiny Tim drank it last of all, but he didn't care tuppence for it. Scrooge was the ogre of the family. The mention of his name cast a dark shadow on the party, which was not dispelled for a full 5 minutes. After it passed away, they were 10 times merrier than before. They were not a handsome family. They were not well dressed. Their shoes were far from being waterproof. Their clothes were scanty. But they were happy, grateful, pleased with one another, and contented with the time. When the vision faded, they looked happier yet in the bright sprinklings of the Spirit's torch of parting. Scrooge had his eye upon them, and especially on Tiny Tim, until the last.
Well, Tiny Tim live. I see a vacant seat in the poor chimney corner, and a crutch without an owner, carefully preserved. If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, say that he will be saved. Why? If he be likely to die, why not do it and decrease the surplus population?
It was a great surprise to Scrooge as this scene vanished to hear a hearty laugh. And it was a much greater surprise to Scrooge to recognize it as his own nephew's, and to find himself in a bright, dry, gleaming room with the Spirit standing smiling by his side and looking at that same nephew. It is a fair, even-handed, noble adjustment of things that while there is infection in disease and sorrow, there is nothing in the world so irresistibly contagious as laughter and good humor. When Scrooge's nephew laughed, Scrooge's niece by marriage laughed as heartily as he.
He said, Christmas was a humbug. As I live in it, and he believed it too.
More shame for him, Fred.
Oh, he's a comical old fellow, that's the truth. But not so pleasant as he might be. However, his offences carry their own punishment, and I have nothing to say against him. Who suffers by his ill whims? Himself, always. Here he takes it into his head to dislike us, and he won't come and dine with us. What's the consequence? He doesn't lose much of a dinner,